Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. We are about to start the show here in just a couple of minutes. When we do, our friend right here is Mr. Greg Spencer. He's the director of AeroVision. He is your sign for applause. When he tells you to clap, we need clapping. Obviously, if he says something you like, you can clap for that too. Anything like that, but the number one thing is we need lots of energy. The more energy you have in the audience, the more
time again, another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is winning season. This is winning season. Time again, another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is winning season. This is winning season. This is winning season.
we are back. It's Uncaged at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we begin with our very first show. It's the volleyball team in the house tonight. Round of applause for the volleyball team. They're off to a phenomenal start, and their head coach is right here alongside me, Ian Bullen, head coach of the Broken Arrow Tiger volleyball team. I'm Dylan Rivera. We thank you for tuning in, whether it be physically here in the building or virtually online. Coach, first question I'm going to ask you is about your background. Talk to me about your journey through volleyball and how you've come to be a 33-year teacher and head coach.
Well, like you said, I've been at it for a minute, and I started coaching volleyball in 2001 at Coweta High School. We started the program over there. I didn't really know what I was doing. Kids didn't know what they were doing, so it was a journey just to get things up and going. But I think it was about our fourth year we started winning some games, and I kind of figured out a little bit more of what I needed to do, what I needed to expect from the kids, and had a really good run over there at Coweta High School. About 11 years ago, the position opened up at Broken Arrow High School, and I wasn't quite sure that I was qualified for it, but got my foot in the door and came over here and had some success, and it's been a really good run. I can't believe it's been 11 years at Broken Arrow High School, but it has, and had a great time, and I've seen a lot of really good players and a lot of great stories over those 11 years of all the teams that we've had, and the challenges that we've gone through and the seasons that we've had. It's been a blast.
Seen a lot of really good players, and now you see a really good facility to go along with it. That event center is beautiful, and it's immaculate for that volleyball program. Talk to me about what it's been like transitioning over from the field house to the event center.
Well, first of all, that field house is pretty awesome too, and we played over there for years, and tough place to play for the opposing teams. You can really get that place loud, and folks that came to that field house knew that they were going to be in for a night, and we feel really, really blessed to be part of the event center. It's amazing. I spent a lot of time there, and I'm pretty partial to it. I know that a lot of the opposing teams that come in there now, they probably feel about the same way, that it's a challenge to play. It's a challenge to play in a room that big. I mean, that's something that is a little bit of a different look for a lot of the teams. They don't usually see that much background in a high school arena, but it's a great place, and we do so many cool things in there, besides volleyball. But we are thrilled to be part of the crew that gets to live in that building every day.
Well, you guys have a great team this year to go along with that great facility. 9-4 record, number 2 in the rankings that just came out yesterday. So definitely off to a good start. And the one thing that you've talked to me a lot about is that you want to keep that start going. You said you've had a lot of seasons where there's been a hot start, but then it comes later in the season and it starts to taper off. So how do you coach this team to a level where they're able to be consistent all the way through to the end?
Well, that's the magic question right there. And the teams that are alive at the end of the season, they're the ones that figure out a way to do that. And that's kind of one of our main goals this year is to keep improving. I mean, we didn't get off to the most magnificent start. We actually lost our first 3 matches this season before we made a few fundamentals changes and started getting hot. And we've put together a pretty good run over the last few weeks, and we want to make sure that keeps going. I mean, getting off to a great start's wonderful. Losing the first 3 was not the plan, but the plan is to win the last 3. So, what can we do between now and then to make sure that we keep improving is just push the kids every day to find one thing that we can get better at. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. Just find one thing that we can do better in the next match than we did in the last match, and just focus on that. Just keep picking and just pushing those kiddos to be better in every way that they can possibly be better.
Yeah. 8-1 in your last 9 matches. That's the numbers to go along with it, and certainly that's good. That's back on the right path that you want to be on. But one thing that pops out to me is you're 9-0 against 6A opponents, and that's got to feel pretty good going into your regionals and your state that are coming up not too far away now.
Sure enough. Well, I mean, that's what we're measured on is how do we do against our classification. And so far no blemishes, and we want to do everything we can to keep that going. We know we've got some teams coming up that are going to give us a good challenge, and we keep making adjustments. We've had a couple of injuries, and we're kind of working through those. And as long as we can keep pushing the kids to be competitive and give ourselves a chance. I mean, we've had challenges. We've had a couple that could have really easily got away from us. And man, the girls, they're tough. They're mentally tough. And this is one thing that has impressed me a lot about these guys is when their back is against the wall, they rise to the occasion. They play their best when they have to play their best.
Yeah, mental toughness and then connectedness. That's another thing that this group has that you've told me a lot about is the unity and the way that they play for each other. That's something that stood out to you, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that when you work in off season and preseason things, you can tell a lot about your team by how they get along and how they hang out with each other and how they communicate with each other. And these guys are tight, and that's I can't teach that. There's a lot of coaches that would love to bottle that up, and if I could, I'd sell it and I'd make a lot of money. But if you can get a team to work together and to believe in each other and love each other, and it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, and it helps on the floor as well too, with that having that connectedness and how knowing where everybody is and how everybody plays. And have you seen that impact on the floor as well?
Absolutely. They communicate well, and that's in volleyball just a gigantic part of the game. Teams that are solid are going to be really good communicators, and they kind of feed off of each other's plays, and they make big. The energy goes up as they make these plays, and it all starts with just the simple fundamentals. And communication is a big part of that. In volleyball, it's something you can't get by without.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of talent across the roster as well. Different players that can really do it all, and it's really fun to watch. I mean, I've seen some practices. I haven't been able to get out to a game yet. We've been so busy getting back to school, but man, you guys look like a machine out there in practice.
I tell you, there are days when I shake my head. I I have to kind of pinch myself because it's going so smoothly, and they attack it with vengeance, and they play great defense, and they fly around and make plays. But the one thing that you notice the whole time is they're just having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just out there just playing as free and as carefree as they can, and they're having fun. They're flying all over the place, making plays, and it's almost gotten to a point where you kind of need to stop getting surprised by it because you almost expect it. And as long as they're going to have fun and they're going to get out there and take care of business, then we're gonna support them in every way we can.
Well, you are just shy of the halfway point of your season. Got 19 matches left on the schedule. Of course, playoffs after that.
Right
but 19 matches left in the regular season. Where is your confidence level at as we're getting close to the midway point?
Well, I mean, it's pretty good right now. I mean, we feel great about where we are. We feel great about where we are in the rankings. We're proud of the fact that even though we didn't get off to the first few matches like we wanted to, that we've righted the ship. We made a couple of adjustments. We had a couple of injuries that we worked around, and it's like every time a challenge gets thrown out in front of us, these girls accept the challenge and they figure out a way to get around it. And I will say I've had a lot of great help. I mean, our coaching staff works very well together, and we have something that comes up. We all put our heads together, and we talk to the girls about it too. We want them to be part of the decisions because they need to be behind those. And so pretty confident about where we are, but we're not going to be satisfied with where we are. That's the one thing we got to avoid is getting complacent. I mean, winning is great, but everybody that plays us wants to beat us, and so we're going to have to fight. We're going to have to fight for the wins, and we're going to have to protect our home court. And we got 2 more tournaments coming up, and we need to do well in both of those. And so the excitement is there, but the main goal is to keep improving. So whatever we can do to keep pushing them in that direction, that's what we're going to try to do.
You touched on it briefly there at the start of that answer, and I want to circle back to it, is making adjustments, making changes. You talked to me yesterday at practice about changing formations, and that's a pretty big change to go through, and to do it early on and have the confidence as a coaching staff to pull the trigger on making a change. Was that something that came pretty simply to the team, or was that something that took some time to adjust to? Honestly, when we first switched over, it looked like we'd ran it the entire preseason, and everybody was confident in it. It worked like a charm. We switched from a 6-2 offense to a 5-1, and we put the ball in the hands of our senior setter, Lily Boswell, who you guys will talk to here in a bit, and she's a magician with the volleyball. So she's playing at a high level right now, and it causes people around her to play at a really high level. So it was smoother than it probably should have been, but having a senior that is an excellent leader and an excellent player, I mean, she made it. She's really, I mean, people say this all the time, but she really is like a coach on the floor, and that's, that's one of the biggest reasons we were able to make that pretty big adjustment, and it's paid off really well. Well, not only her, but you've also got 5 other seniors that are out there on your floor as well. So what's it like having such a talented group of seniors being able to lead those underclassmen? Hey, these are great kiddos to start with. I mean, forget about the volleyball part of it. They take care of the business in the classroom. They're really, really good to each other. They're great leaders of the other kids on the team. And, if the rest of our team could emulate the way these guys go through practice every day and the way they carry themselves, I mean, we're going to be in great shape for years to come. So love working with them. I've known a lot of them since they were little bitty girls, even before they started playing. I can remember doing youth camps with some of these guys, and they couldn't even reach the bottom of the net. So it's been really fun to watch them grow up, and they're not the silly little kids that they once were. They've grown up to be pretty awesome young ladies, and I'm really proud of them. That's sweet, isn't it? Look at that. Look at their reaction. All smiles. Most of the time. I'm really proud of them most of the time. Back into coach mode, right? There we go. Well, last question I'll ask you before I get to talk to those seniors is the match tomorrow against Owasso at 6:30 at Owasso. How do you go out and get a win tomorrow? Okay, well, for starters, Owasso is always a dangerous place to play. I mean, they are historically a very good team. They're if they're not in-state every year, they're threatening to go in-state. So we're going to do everything we can to slow them down. We gotta contend with the crowd. It's always a really good one there. I mean, they'll make a lot of noise, and there'll be a bunch of young men that'll be cheering them on and not cheering us on. So I think it's important for us to get off to a fast start. Of course, that always helps take the crowd out a little bit. The longer if you let a team that is dangerous, I mean, we kind of showed that last week at Jinx. If you let a team that's dangerous, get right in the middle of it, then you're going to have a long night. And we're going to try to do everything we can to take care of business as quick as we can. But we know that they'll do some things that'll cause us some problems. So we'll be ready. Yeah. Well, we'll see what goes down. Again, tip time at 6:30 tomorrow. That's at Owasso. You want to make sure you make the road trip. It's not really a road trip. It's a short drive, so you should get out there. It's out at Owasso, 6:30 start time. Make sure you get there. Here in just a moment on Uncaged, we're going to talk to 3 of those 6 seniors, so don't go anywhere.
Hey Tiger fans, this year Broken Arrow is going cashless for all home varsity games.
That means all tickets are sold through GoFan. No paper tickets needed.
Debit and credit cards are still accepted at the gate.
But we still encourage you to download the GoFan app.
Have your tickets on your phone before you arrive so you can get through the gates faster.
And don't worry, our BA ticketing team will activate your ticket at the gate.
This is the fast way to get in and skip the lines.
Remember to have your tickets ready on your phone.
Go cashless and see you at the game.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Start your day refreshed with a delicious breakfast sandwich deal from Quick Trip. Choose from classics like the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, the ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the melty bacon, egg, and cheese grilled cheese. And get ready to really wake up because it comes with
any small Red Bull of your choice, all for $5. Woo! Let's go! That's any breakfast sandwich plus a Red Bull for just $5. Yeah! QT, more than a gas station.
Welcome back live to Uncaged at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the volleyball team in the house. I'm Dylan Rivera. Next to me is Cameron Lehrman, Bella Schondelmeyer, and Sydney Caroon down on the end. Excited to have you guys up here. Excited to have you guys joining us here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Really good season so far, 9-4 record. You've got to be pretty thrilled with how you're starting. Cameron, you look the most serious and locked in right now, so I'll turn to you first.
Okay.
First question is just, how are you guys feeling? How confident are you through these first, 13 games of the season?
I think we're feeling pretty good. I mean, we have a really good team and like a good program, and everyone really likes to just go out there and play with each other. So I think we're feeling pretty confident.
He's talked a lot about the connectedness of this team, the chemistry that you guys have, and it's evident when you come up here and you're smiling and laughing and having a good time. How much does that affect your play?
It affects it a lot. I mean, if we don't really not like each other, but since we have like a good connection with each other, it does help a lot with just getting excited, having a lot of energy, playing for each other, a lot of things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a lot of games to go. Bella, I'll turn this over to you. With the confidence level being pretty high right now, how do you try to make sure that you're not getting too lost in that and you start, overlooking opponents or overlooking matches? You got to make sure you're locked in, right?
Yeah, I think that in all the practices and games, the coaches both really hone in on the fact that we are a good team, but we also have like good opponents. And so the fact that they're not just going to give it to us because we are BA and they know like our program and they know that we are a good team. So just staying, like having fun like in games and matches and stuff, but also staying locked in and focused till, you know, the end of the match.
And I know your coaching staff is very harsh on getting the details right, getting the little things right. Being out at practice yesterday, you guys were having to miss the target on your serves, right, and make a certain amount off the target, right? Those sorts of things, just getting those little details right and working with the coaching staff, do you feel like that helps you when you're out there on the floor?
Yes, for sure. And I think that even in practice that we can see like how it's helping us. Whenever we do like sixes and stuff, we can see that we're more focused on like what we've been working on in practice. So I think it does for sure.
Sydney, my first question for you is just same thing that I kind of asked them about the confidence level and having that team chemistry. Through your eyes, what does that do for the team maybe off the floor?
It helps a lot, and it makes it fun to come to practice and stuff when it's like such a positive environment.
Makes you enjoy going to practice a little bit more than if it was the opposite, right? You guys are 9-0 against 6A opponents. That's something that should definitely breed some confidence into you guys. Do you feel like, you know, that's something that was a goal for you maybe going into the season, or is that something that just kind of has happened and you're like, hey, that's a positive?
I mean, obviously you go in wanting to win, so I think we hold ourselves to that expectation, so it's good.
As far as the coaching staff goes, I mean, talk about how great they've been, and obviously Coach Bullen been here for 11 years. You guys have all come up through the program probably and known Bullen very well. So what's it been like to learn from him and from the assistants that are on staff, and how helpful are they for you in your game, Sydney?
Good. I like the.
That was a hesitant good.
I don't know so much about my game, but I like them all like on a personal level too, which is like different than like club ball. Like I feel like it's like just a good coaching staff, like even outside of just volleyball.
Right. Being there for you outside of volleyball is what you're talking about. Okay, so Bella, does it feel like they've been able to be that way for you as well, whether it be on the floor or off the floor, be able to help you out a lot?
Yes, for sure. I think there's time, like even with schoolwork, all the coaches have been able to help us because, you know, most of them are teachers, so out on the court and off the court.
Being a senior, you guys are probably all in a little bit of a leadership role. Is there a way that you try to approach being a leader on this team? Are you a vocal leader, or are you kind of just leading by actions, and do you take on that leadership role with confidence?
I think for me it's more like leading by actions. I think just showing like the underclassmen like what we would have wanted whenever we were younger, and like being the seniors we wanted. So
right. Cameron, for you, same question, just being a leader, being somebody that the younger girls look up to. How's that been for you? Are you able to adjust to that pretty easily? Are you a natural leader, or is that something that took some time for you?
Yeah, I'd say I was definitely like more of a natural leader, especially last year. I felt like I was able to kind of embody that more. And then this year it's really easy to lead these girls, and everybody has their own everybody is technically a leader on this team. Like there's nobody that just follows all of the time. Like everybody is able to step up in different moments, and I think that's really special.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to Coach Bullen about the change in formation, and he said you guys took to it really smoothly, as if, you know, you've been running it the whole time. For you, Cameron, how was that going through the transition of one to the other?
I think it was pretty easy. I mean, we're all very good volleyball players. We have a lot of knowledge of the game, and we're very well-rounded. I think we're able to play different positions, know about different positions, and it doesn't really matter who's on the court or where we are. I think we're all just going to be able to play anyways.
Right. Bella, club volleyball scene is massive, right? And for some sports, it's maybe not as big as the volleyball one is, right? How has club volleyball helped prepare you for your school season?
I think with club volleyball, you get to pick your club like based on the coaches there. So you get coaches that want you, and you get to specialize like with you. And so I think that they're really focused on, you know, getting you ready for like your position and just helping like more specifically with you.
Yeah. Sydney, I want to ask you about tomorrow night's match and taking on Owasso on the road. How confident are you guys going into that one, and what can you guys do to come out with a victory tomorrow night?
I think we're pretty confident. We've been focusing on like the things we struggle at a lot in practice, so I feel like we've gone better as the week, because we haven't played in a minute. So I feel like we're doing good. We're like confident for that.
I did this segment a little backwards, so we're switching now from the team questions to now more of the personal questions. I want to know more about you all as players. So Sydney, we'll start down with you on the end. When did you start playing volleyball? Was there somebody that got you into it?
I started like 6th or 7th grade. And I think my mom got me into it because she played in high school, so.
Just naturally drawn to it from mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was she better or worse than you? Who was the better player?
Definitely worse. I mean, she likes to say she was better, but.
I asked that one just so there would be a conversation at home because I thought that would be funny.
No, I think she was good. I don't. I'm not sure.
Bella, for you, coming up, who got you started? When did you start playing?
I started playing when I was 8 years old. I started playing because my mom played as well, and she's been coaching since I've been playing, so she definitely was the one that got me into it. But yeah, me and my sister started together. So
absolutely, I recognize the name Shondelmeyer. I knew that was the coach's name. So, how has that been for you, having a coach as a mom? Does that help you out a lot in terms of being out on the floor?
Yeah, I think it does for sure, because for a lot of people, they're like, don't listen to what your parents have at home. They're not a coach, so I don't know. But for me, I think it's really helpful because after games, like, she's helped me to reflect off of what happened and what I can do to be better, and I know I can listen to her because she does know what she's talking about.
For sure. Cameron, when did you start playing? Who got you into it?
I started playing probably 2nd grade. I started playing for like a rec league, and my parents just put me in it. They've known about volleyball, and they just put me in after I tried a whole bunch of other sports, and that one just stuck.
So was there something that drew you to volleyball, or was it just like, okay, I'll go try it out and see if I like it?
It was more, I'll just go try it out, and obviously I liked it.
Are you a pretty natural athlete? Do you just kind of go to all the sports and gravitate to them and play them well?
No,
or is that just
unfortunately not.
what you tried
really
out?
Just volleyball for me.
Volleyball is it. Okay, I got you. All right, well, tomorrow, match against Owasso. We're looking forward to that one. 6:30 start time. That's on the road. Again, if you are a volleyball fan, you want to be there for that one. Should be a good match. Thank you to all three of you for coming up here. We got another segment with 3 more seniors coming up next on Uncaged.
Hey Tiger fans, this year Broken Arrow is going cashless for all home varsity games.
That means all tickets are sold through GoFan. No paper tickets needed.
Debit and credit cards are still accepted at the gate.
But we still encourage you to download the GoFan app.
Have your tickets on your phone before you arrive so you can get through the gates faster.
And don't worry, our BA ticketing team will activate your ticket at the gate.
This is the fast way to get in and skip the lines.
Remember to have your tickets ready on your phone.
Go cashless and see you at the game.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, park improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Start your day refreshed with a delicious breakfast sandwich deal from Quick Trip. Choose from classics like the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, the ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the melty bacon, egg, and cheese grilled cheese. And get ready to really wake up because it comes with
any small Red Bull of your choice, all for $5. Woo! Let's go! That's any breakfast sandwich plus a Red Bull for just $5. Yeah! QT, more than a gas station.
Welcome back in live to Uncaged here at Buffalo Wild Wings. 3 more seniors from the volleyball team are joining me up here on the set. It's Alyssa Childers, Lily Boswell, and Divine O'Cohen. Exciting season going on right now, 9-4 record. Tomorrow night against Owasso, we've talked about that one. We'll mention that here in just a moment, but I'm going to do this one in the proper order. Let's ask the personal questions first. So,
Perfect.
Alyssa, first question is for you. When did you start playing volleyball and who got you into it?
I think I started playing when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and I started playing because my sister was on like a rec team, and I wanted to be like her, and I wanted to be better than her, and I was, so.
We've had a couple of family shots already on this show, so it's going to be a little spicy when we get done with this one. Lily, as far as you go, who got you into it and when did you start?
I also started in 4th grade. Me and Alyssa played on the same BAVC team.
There you go.
Cameron's dad actually was our first volleyball coach.
Shout out to Mr. Lehrman. Divine, same question.
I started playing 6th grade, so I've been playing for about 6 or 7 years. And I got myself into it. I just told my mom. I actually had a friend that played volleyball, and like it just looked fun. And I told my parents to put me into it, and so they put me into it. I was on a rec team for a while, and then, well, not a while, like 2 years, and then like I got to a competitive team.
Nice. Divine, you had to change positions this year, correct? You had to go from one spot to the other, and how was that for you to adjust kind of right before the season?
For me, it really wasn't too difficult. I had played this position my freshman year, and then sophomore year I played another position, and then junior year I played another position. So I feel like I had the advantage of like being versatile from the start and not having to like really like adjust. So I feel like that's why I was not like thrown off.
Sure. You kind of been around the horn a little bit, so you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They've also switched the formation, though, and has that affected you at all in picking that up in the change of formation?
No, not really. I feel like I'm really good with change. Like, I can adjust to it. I don't really have a hard time, like, picking something up. Like, I'm a kind of a fast learner, so, like, it wasn't really an issue for me whenever we changed, like, spots or rotations or stuff like that.
Lily, you are the setter, the star setter for the team, and seems like everything kind of runs through you, that every other pass ends up hitting your hands. Do you feel like that's a little bit of weight on your shoulders going through every match, knowing that you're going to be a key cog to the team?
Not really. I'm used to setting for this team and for these girls, so it's not a ton of pressure. It can be pressure at times in like big matches, but I don't know. It's not as much pressure as you think it would be.
Right. How do you prepare for those big matches? What do you do to maybe calm yourself down and get yourself into the right zone?
Just hang out with the team. I don't really have like a pregame anything. I just like to spend the time before with my friends and not talk too much about it, because then I'll get overwhelmed, but just one step at a time.
Yeah. If there's ever moments where maybe you're having a down game or your teammates having a down game, how do you guys go out of your way to maybe pick each other up in those moments?
Everybody's going to make mistakes. Volleyball is a game of mistakes, and it's just going to happen. So you can't get down on yourself or get down on others, because then it's going to affect them more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty easy to do, Alyssa, when you guys have good chemistry and you guys are kind of clicking on that sense, right? So how much is that beneficial for your team to have such a good chemistry?
I think just like when we know that we're all there for each other, it's easier to make a mistake and then know that your teammates aren't mad at you, so you don't really need to be down on yourself. And I think Lily and Aaliyah also, our setters, they do a really good job of like reminding you like it's okay, and so it's easy to bounce back.
I like that you bring this up, because that's one of my questions that I've always had when I watch volleyball, is when you guys kind of circle up really quickly and you say something to each other. What are you saying in those little moments?
I think like everyone's talking at once. We're okay, guys. Like, come on, like we got it.
Yeah. Mostly words of encouragement, though.
Yeah,
right?
always.
Okay.
It's like play with confidence and don't get down on yourself, because everybody's there for you.
Yeah. How much does it help having Coach Bullen on the sidelines and everything that he's able to relay to you guys as well?
He's just like, I think he knows like what to say.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense. So like he can tell when you're having like a rough day or like a rough practice, and he'll hit you with the, it's okay, kiddo, like you got it. And I think that's always like a good thing to hear, like especially being like a girl in high school, like we all have like our rough days, and he like knows the right words to say.
Right. He's got that patience, right?
Yes.
He knows when to push the button. Lily, for you all, getting off to a fast start, we've talked about this before, and Coach Bullen has talked about this before, is staying consistent. You got off to this hot start. You're 9-4, 8-1 in your last 9 matches. All that sounds great, but it's got to keep going all the way through to the end. So how do you guys out on the floor try to keep that consistency?
We just take it 1 point at a time. You can't win state in August. You have to keep consistent, and we've started hot the last couple years, and then this year losing the first couple games. That was different, but I think it'll turn out to be better in the end, because now we were ranked number 1 from the start last year, and now ranked number 2. It's not as much pressure to stay 2. You want to keep going so you can be 1.
Yeah.
But
have something to build toward, right? Let's go back to the very beginning of the season. You start out 1-3, and things are kind of not going the way you want. What was the confidence level like then, and how did you guys pull yourself out of that?
I think it was like I said, it was different. We don't normally lose at the beginning of the season, so having this divot in the beginning is just something we can work towards and work better for.
Was there any sort of lack of confidence or anybody down, or was it all headstrong and let's just right the ship?
I think we were just figuring things out. People were playing new positions. We practiced some, but then we had injuries, so everybody had to jump into new things. So we were just trying new stuff, and it's working now.
Yeah, absolutely. Divine, I want to ask you about being at practice and being at practice with these girls and what that environment is like. They said that they enjoy going to practice. Is that something that you would say the same for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. We come from school and then we go to practice, and school is different every day. Sometimes you're going to have a hard day, sometimes you're going to have a good day, but when you come to practice, you just kind of have to set that all aside and you have to focus on the court. And then sometimes you're not going to have a perfect practice every day, so whenever you have your friends and then your teammates there to just uplift you when you're having a bad day, and then whenever you're having a good day, they uplift you even more. You're going to have support no matter where it goes, and so it's always enjoyable to go in practice knowing that you're going to go out of it with usually feeling better.
Yeah, and you guys practice pretty hard. I've been out there for a couple of these practices, and you guys are going at it. What's the environment like when it gets to, okay, we got to do this drill or that drill? You guys are pretty locked in on those drills, right?
We are really locked in on those drills. We we are always like super focused on like the little things and bettering the little things. And I think something that's so like great about this team is like we can have so much fun, like we can laugh, we can joke, but then we also know like when it's time to get serious and when it's time to like really focus. So we have like a healthy balance between not like having fun, but like actually like having fun and then also getting better on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good balance to have. I mean, obviously you want to have that chemistry and you want to have fun playing volleyball, but then when it comes time to be serious, you got to know when to lock in, and that's definitely a good thing to have under your belt. I want to ask you guys about stuff like road trips. You guys are on the bus together. What are the bus rides like, Lily? You're smiling already.
They're definitely fun. A lot of us sleep, or we like to play music and do karaoke.
Nice.
It's always fun.
What's your go-to? Do you have a go-to?
No.
No.
Alyssa has a go-to.
Oh, Alyssa has a go-to? What's the go-to, Alyssa?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Okay.
That's my stuff.
Yeah. Any Justin Bieber or like certain?
Circa 2010.
Okay. All right. Prime Justin Bieber.
Prime, yeah.
I love it. But those road trips, I'm sure they're fun. One thing that some athletes will say, and I want to see what you all will say about this, is they like being on the road because they like being the villain, right? They like being able to quiet the crowd. Is that something that you would say is the same for you, Alyssa?
Yeah. I mean, it's good to be at home, but it's always fun to go away and kind of see the people at the school student sections. You know, they get loud, they get rowdy, but it's fun to watch them like realize like, yeah, we're not gonna win.
See the realization, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also probably fun to play in other gyms too. Just seeing
yeah,
different
for sure.
settings and stuff like that. Seeing other teams obviously is a big thing. But we talk about club volleyball and how big that scene is. I'm sure there's a lot of players that are on either your club volleyball team or teams that you've played against in club volleyball that you see in school volleyball. Is that something that kind of helps you, or is that something that you don't really think about, Lily? Is that just not really matter?
Well, coming from me and Divine have played club together and school since we were like 14. So it definitely helps for like connection-wise since I'm a setter and she's a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
If it's somebody on the opposite side, though, does that affect the matchup at all?
I think it makes you want to win a little bit more, just so you can bring it back to club and be like, we beat you in school ball. Yeah.
Absolutely. Divine, I'll turn it over to you for the question of tomorrow's match. You've got Owasso on the docket, 6:30 start time on the road. What is your keys to victory?
Our keys to victory is definitely just playing as a team, playing together, having fun. We always play our best when we have fun. I've never seen us play good if we're not having fun. And then just definitely being disciplined and focusing on what we've been working on to make sure that we can have the outcome that we're looking for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And it's going to happen.
That's right. That's right. That's the right attitude to have. I'm looking forward to it. And we have not been able to stream any of y'all's games yet, but I am going to be all smiles on the first game because I can't wait to see you all play. Tomorrow at Owasso, 6:30 p.m. Again, that's the next game on the docket for these volleyball stars. The Tigers are 9-4 right now, and a lot more volleyball to go. 19 matches left on their schedule. You're going to want to make sure you get out to the event center to see one or tune in on AeroVision, just as you did for this episode of Uncaged. We thank you all for coming up here and joining us on the set. We thank you to Coach Bullen and the other three seniors as well. We thank everybody from the volleyball team's parents and whoever else may be here. Shout out to you all for filling out our crowd at Buffalo Wild Wings. Uncaged will be back again next week with another episode. I believe we have softball on the schedule for next week. You'll have to tune into that one. But until then, have a good night, everybody.